Hey guys, it's Tinker Tailor here today, bringing you back another Pokemon build series video. Today we have Quagsire, who is a water ground type Pokemon. It looks kind of a little bit like a blob. No, it looks like a blob is probably the best way to put it. It's a little blue Pokemon. I say little. It's apparently its height's 1.4 meters, which is, that's tall for compared to a lot of the Pokemon. And it weighs 75 kilos, which, yeah, is a little bit heavy. For a, little tiny Pokemon. It's not tiny, but you know what I mean. Like, this is it's not your typical small little Pokemon that you can just carry around in your pocket type thing. But yeah, with this build, I decided I wanted to do a water show. I don't know if that quite makes any sense, but I wanted it to be, like a water-based performing area, I guess is the easiest way for me to put it. And so that's, yeah, kind of what I end up doing. So yeah, the way I was describing it, because I was building it on stream and some people were coming in and being like, what is this? This doesn't make any sense. And yeah, you're right, it doesn't. But think like a seal or dolphin show or something akin to that. But instead of animals, it's people. So there's just people doing cool tricks and things like that, instead of animals, instead of little creatures. Which I think it would be pretty cool to watch because, yeah, I don't like water. I'm not much of a swimmer. I actually have a bit of a phobia of water. So, yeah, to jump in and out of water and do cool tricks and stuff like that, it'd be much cooler for me to watch it than to be a part of it. But I guess it's like one of those things where, like, if you are a part of it, like, that's good that I would watch it because then I'm not taking your spot and then you do your thing and I get entertained and everyone's happy. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting having weird phobias like that. Like, a lot of people ask me, oh, how do you shower if you have a phobia of water? And it's not a phobia in that sense, like I'm not scared to shower. And also phobias can be fear-based or anger-based, and mine is the anger-based. I react in an angry way rather than a scared way when it comes to water, and it's very specifically water in circumstances in which I am not in control. So like if somebody were to push me into a pool or splash me with water or, spray me with a hose, it's moments like that really bother me, and get me really mad, and it's irrational. That's why it's a phobia, is because it makes me really uncontrollably mad, and I don't know what it is. I don't know how to not be mad at it. But it's things where, like, yeah, showering, I'm choosing to, like, I am deciding to be in the water so the water doesn't bother me. And that's, yeah, I guess the best way to put it is, like, if I'm in control, if I'm choosing to do it, if I'm washing dishes or going for even like going for a swim, if I choose to go for a swim, that's my choice, It's one of those things where, like, yeah, it doesn't bother me because I'm choosing to do it. But if someone were to splash me, then yeah, I do get annoyed or mad or upset. But luckily the people in my life are very, like, understanding with it. They're like, you don't like it, that's fair. And it does mean, as much as I want to splash people and push them in the pool and things like that, that I don't, because, like, people are going to want to do it back to me, and so I've got to, I don't want to say be prepared for it, but it's like, if I want to push someone in the pool as like a haha, like, jump in, push in sort of thing, I've got to be prepared for it to happen to me, so I don't do it. I do sometimes ask people, like, I want to push someone in, and, like, you like being pushed in the water, is it okay if I push you in but you don't push me? And, sometimes they'll be like, look, if you push me in, I'm going to want to push you back. So I'm like, all right, I'll not do it. But some people like, do it, it's fun, I don't care. So yeah, it's a very long and rambly way of saying, I think it'd be fun to watch a show like this, but I would definitely be sitting up as far away from the water as possible, out of the splash zone, because I most definitely do not want to be splashed or anything like that. But yeah, I was also having a bit of trouble with this build. I'm not really sure what exactly I was thinking at first. I don't know, I was just really struggling trying to put it all together and kind of make it one cohesive idea. So yeah, you'll definitely see me changing things back and forward and fighting around rooms and just, yeah, a bunch of things because I really wasn't sure what exactly I was doing. But I definitely had a lot of fun with it. I think if the new pack that's coming out in a week or so, if that came out today, or like when I did this build, I think it would have been really, really good for this build because they've got like the lower jumping boards and you can do, from what I've seen, I watched a little bit of the live stream that Rochella did with a few of the Sims team. And yeah, hearing that there's a new skill for like jumping on, what do you call them? Diving boards? Wow, yeah, can you tell I really don't swim? Yeah, but just having like the diving boards be like potentially a new skill that's kind of cool, kind of fun. Like, and I don't know if they're going to apply that skill to the old diving boards that are already in this game. I imagine so. Like, it would make sense to. But yeah, I'm just there's a few things that are coming out in that pack that would just be absolutely perfect for some previous builds I did. Like, I did an archery range where I made my own like targets to shoot. I didn't make my own bow and arrows because I honestly didn't even think about it. But yeah, just like having an archery set now, like I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go back and check each of my builds in like a certain amount of time and be like, okay, here's how I would fix it and adjust it, and you know, here's the archery one with, you know, actual archery. I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, it's one of those things where like you don't really know about what's going to happen in the future, so I'm kind of just building for what we have now. And now that we have something that, yeah, like I could easily have just used the archery stuff, it's like it's annoying, but it's also like, you know, I'm using what I have and I feel pretty good because I was creative and I picked something slightly, you know, I don't want to say out there and different, but like I went and did something that, you know, I had to make it myself instead of just relying on an item in the game. So it's one of those things where like, yeah, I'm kind of forcing myself to be creative and I'm happy with that, but I also want to not have to deal with that, you know. I want to be able to just play the game, build with whatever I want. But you know, it's one of those things where like you live and you learn and you get more creative, and I feel like if I just continually relied on the game and the items in the game, I wouldn't be as creative with some of the builds that I am. I mean, I'm definitely, you can tell with some builds that I'm definitely relying on the builds, like the stuff that's in the game and not necessarily being all that creative. Like with this build, for example, I definitely could have done a billion different things to change it, to make it, you know, more creative, more fun, much more obvious what it is. If I really wanted to, I could have tried to create my own diving board or something like that. But you know, sometimes I don't really think about these things. I just get in and I you know, start working on a build and just kind of enjoying it and having fun with it. But I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't built in a couple of days because I've been editing for a couple of days. So hopefully, yeah, when I jump back in today after I voice a few videos, that it'll be a little bit more, like I'll be able to be a bit more creative with it and think outside the box a little bit better. I will be doing build 200, which is super exciting because like that's to me, like that's a little milestone number, you know? We've done 100, now we're at 200, which means we're almost 20% of the way through. Like that's insane. 20% of the way through current builds, currently available Pokemon. Because there's currently 1025, but yeah, before this series ends, there will definitely be Gen 10, with a possibility of even an 11th gen. I mean, they might just stop at 10, who knows? Like, they could be like, no, 10's enough. But yeah, it's like there's probably gonna be more. and I still haven't decided whether or not that's something I want to commit to, because it's a very long series. There's a lot, and I just don't know how I feel about that, you know? Like, there's just a lot going on. But yeah, anyway, like I was saying, I've been doing a lot of editing. I have edited 6 builds. So when I do editing for the videos, I edit a long form video such as this one, and then I do a short form version, which I upload as a short here, and then I will upload as a reel on Instagram, and eventually it'll end up on Facebook as well. So I end up doing 2 videos per build, which is, it is a little extra work, but it's not too much extra. Like, I don't feel too bad, you know, don't feel too stressed or anything doing that little bit of extra work. But yeah, in the past 3 days, I've edited 12 videos, 6 long form, 6 short form, and it's been a lot. But it feels good to know that, like, yeah, I'm gonna have potentially, I think that's about 3 days worth at the moment of content done, hopefully by the end of today, maybe tomorrow, depending on how long it takes me to voice these all. I mean, I'm still also streaming today, so I don't want to talk too long on video. And also I find that, yeah, when I record videos in a row, I end up just, like, not knowing what to talk about, because I've talked about these things, you know, like, you know, in this video I've talked about adventure awaits a little bit, talking about the, you know, the archery skill, and I wish I had that for, I think it was like build number 5, maybe. Honestly, can't remember. So long ago. It's the start of this year, actually, that build went out. But yeah, it's something that, like, I don't know if how much I'm going to be able to talk about. And the problem is, when I'm, like, mass recording videos as well, and then I'm streaming, I kind of forget what I've said in stream versus what I've said in a video. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, I want to talk about this in a video, and I'll say that in a stream, and then I'll not talk about it in a video, and then I don't know whether or not I have, and it's just a little confusing. But yeah, thankfully I only have to voice 6 videos out of the 12 rather than 12, because yeah, voicing 12 videos in a row, I don't think I could do that. I'll be real, I think the most I've done in a day is 3 voicing 3 videos. See, and it's also like, I don't want to, you know, by the time I get to the 3rd video, I'm a little bit like, I don't know how to speak, I don't know how to breathe, I don't know how to, you know, the words, what do they mean? And I don't want to kind of give a video to you guys that's just kind of, you know, where I'm mumbling. I mean, I mumble nonsense most of the time, but I don't want to give you guys videos where you're like, what are you talking about? Like, this doesn't even make any sense. You're talking about the most weird random things, like even weirder and more disjointed than normal. So I think I might only do like 1 or 2. I'll definitely take breaks in between them. I don't know if you can hear my stomach growling, but it is starting to definitely growl. So yeah, I'm gonna take a little lunch break in between. I say lunch break, but it's technically just very late breakfast. But yeah, long story short, there's gonna be more content. I feel bad because I've been talking about, like, oh, I'm trying to do 2 a day, and then, like, you're getting maybe 1 every 2 days. But now I have, yeah, six videos, which is at least 3 days worth of content. I'm gonna put them out. I'm gonna upload them. I might even do them over, like, 3 over a 24-hour period instead of 2, to just really try and catch up. But I also don't want to stress myself out. So what I think I'm going to do for the moment is just stay with my 2 until I get far enough ahead that I feel comfortable starting to push out 3 until we've caught up, and then go back to the 1 a day. Because I think 3 a day is a little excessive, but yeah, I'm also very far behind. And the build that will be going live, the video that will be going live on the 31st of October, the 31st of December, and the build that's going live on the 1st of January next year, they kind of, like, go together. Of course, it'll be in, like, my sort of time zone, so if you're sort of more on the Australian side of time, it'll make sense. But the way that they go together, it's just, like, it makes a lot of sense in my brain, and I want to do it. I want them to be together, so I'm going to, yeah, definitely try and catch up so that I am on time. And that those videos go out at that time. I'm also hoping to be able to get ahead enough. Like, you know, at the moment, I'm 6 videos ahead. on a normal schedule, that would mean I am almost a week ahead. And, you know, if I wanted to take a day off, I could take a day off and I'd still be 5 ahead. But I don't want to be too far ahead. I think 5 or 6 days ahead is pretty good, pretty simple, pretty easy. Means I'm not going to be too far behind when, you know, new packs and kits and stuff like that come out. But it also means for the first, like, couple of days at least, if you are somebody who's like, everybody has the new pack and I want to see something without it, like, at least you've got that, you know? But I do think I'll start trying to voice videos. I mean, I say trying. I will keep trying to voice videos closer to the time when they go live. So I'll have builds done a little bit in advance, but yeah, I'll voice them closer to when I'm actually going to be putting them out so that I can talk about more relevant things. So maybe you won't be seeing the new pack and kit and stuff like that, but you'll still be kind of hearing about it. I hope that makes sense, you know? Like, you know, this build I did a couple days ago. I think I did it 6 days ago. No, maybe. I don't know. I did it maybe about a week ago. But, you know, like the live stream that happened with Rochella only happened yesterday, I think. Yesterday in my time. I did watch maybe the first half an hour of it. I watched it in the morning because it did happen while I was asleep, and I'm mostly interested in build mode, so I looked at a lot of the build mode things, and then it started to get a little bit more into gameplay, and I couldn't even tell you if anything happened in Cass. I got up to the bit where they were starting to play, and there were some townies, and they were guessing who the townies were, and I got probably 2 of them. And yeah, that really goes to show I'm not much of a game player. But I mean, each to their own. Everybody has their own little thing that we do in this game, and that's what I love about it, you know? There are people who are, you know, all over the board. They will do a bit of this, a bit of that, and, you know, try a bit of everything. I feel like a lot of players are like that, though, like trying a bit of everything. But I am very much a builder. Like, with the new event that's happened, I've not opened it yet. I've not looked at it, because it's just, it doesn't excite me. I liked the events where I didn't have to do anything, you know, where I just logged in. I liked those ones because it meant no matter how you played and no matter what you did, like, I'm not even just talking about as a builder, like, some people when they do gameplay, they just want to do their kind of gameplay. They don't want to be told how to do their gameplay, which I respect. And some people just want to do Cass, and some people just want to look at builds and download them and pull them apart, and some people want to just, you know, like, I honestly, there's so many different things that people do in this game, and, you know, different, I don't want to say inventions, but different styles of play, and I think, yeah, kind of making us play, like, you have to play to get these things as a builder. I'm like, this is so annoying, I just want the build items, and I'm sure people who are just interested in Cash feel the same. I nearly said cash. In Cass feel the same. And even probably some gameplays too, probably like, I don't want to play this event. You know, some people don't like playing with certain age groups. Some people just like, you know, I mean, some people just like playing normal, boring lives because that's what I say normal, boring. I'm not saying boring as in, like, I think it's boring that you play it, but I'm saying, like, the life of this sim is pretty boring. Like, they just, you know, go to work and exist and whatnot, and people are happy with that. And, you know, like, that's, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. And having to play a different way, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. I think yeah, the login events were much better. Although I do kind of hate the idea of items being paywalled. Not paywalled, but like time restricted. Like, if somebody joined The Sims today, there are items you'd never be able to get because they're lost to time. Like, you're just never going to be able to get them. And that makes me sad because, you know, people should have access. People should be able to play. And especially when, like, yes, these things are free, but for only a limited time and there's no way else to get it. Like, you just can't. And it kind of sucks for people like who are base game and, you know, maybe entering in the future, because what do you do? Like, you've kind of lost out on a chance of getting extra free things. So yeah, I don't know, it's kind of not that great in my opinion. But yeah, I'm not too sure I'll even play this event, to be perfectly honest, because I've looked at the items and I'm not that bothered by them. Like, I'm not that excited about them. Like the last one, that outhouse, it just instantly made me think of Shrek, and I was like, I want it. I want to build with it. I want to make Shrek swamp. I want to do it. Please give it to me. So I was encouraged to play, but yeah, this time I'm not so wowed by it. Like, there's still some pretty cool items, but a lot of it was like traits and some of it was CAS, and it's not really my thing. So yeah, I'm not too blown away by it, but yeah, I mean, if you guys are and you want to play it and you want those items, absolutely, you know, do what you like. But yeah, I'm just not too keen on them, you know? I'll probably do it. I'll probably, you know, find a day and just kind of try and get it all done in one go so I don't have to deal with it. Because I just want to build. That makes me happy. But speaking of building, so with this landscaping, I'm like pretty happy with how it turned out. Usually I'm pretty like, I don't know what I'm doing. I hate it. It's horrible. What am I doing? But this one I feel pretty good about. But you'll notice at some point, some of the plants I try and grab to move, I'm not grabbing the one I'm actually grabbing. You'll see I, you know, try and grab it from, like, I don't know, like you hover your mouse over it and you think you're grabbing the thing that your mouse is hovered over, but I'm actually grabbing one that's like further down the lot, and it's really odd. I'm not quite sure what happened. But you'll see, yeah, there'll be some weird moments with the landscaping where I'm like super zoomed out because I'm trying to grab random items that are just so far away, and I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, and it really does annoy me. I don't know, it's I don't even know if I can necessarily say it was mods, because I had mods disabled when I was building this pack. Which, yeah, I don't know what was going on. I built another build after this and I didn't have that problem. It was literally just this build and I could not figure it out. It was just being weird. So yeah, definitely let me know if you've had the same sort of problem with like it just randomly being, you can't grab random items, or if you do try and grab it, it's grabbing a different one from a completely different spot. Because if it is a mod thing, like, yes, I technically had mods installed, it's just that I did not have mods enabled. So I don't know if that changes anything. I'm very technologically illiterate, so if it did do anything, please definitely let me know. I will attribute it to mods, but yeah, because they weren't on, I was very confused. So yeah, also let me know if you have that problem. Is it just like a me thing and that I don't, is it just my game, or is it something that you guys also experience? Because yeah, I'm a little confused by it. But yeah, I think this side of the build was fine. I think it was when I moved to the other side with the landscaping that I was really having a problem. But I really did have a lot of fun with this build, and I think the thing with it was that I was sitting and chatting with people and getting feedback and, you know, just kind of making things up as I went along, and, you know, just chatting to people about, like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just going to put this here and that there, and, you know, that conversation, I don't know, I find it really, really helpful. I don't know about other builders who might be hanging out, but just hearing people say like, oh, well, if you do this or if you do that, or like, I like how you did this, it is really, really helpful to try and figure out, you know, what I want to do, how I want to build, does it look good, does it look bad, and just figuring out how to layer everything, because that's definitely something I do struggle with, is figuring out how to layer all of the different plants together. But I think I did pretty alright for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. But But yeah, I think you could just see then just a second ago that it was being weird with the plants. But yeah, this side, it's definitely like everything, every time I try and grab one, it was, yeah, you can see like it's completely different plant that I'm grabbing. And even at some point when, yeah, you'll see me trying to place items, my mouse had to be all the way over to the side. So if you see me like randomly zooming out, that would be why. I do apologize if anyone gets dizzy because of it. But I don't know if it's just this lot or if it was just my game or if I just had too many items or any of that. But there was, yeah, definitely some interesting, curious things going on with the landscaping in this build. But yeah, I don't know. I wrote down a bunch of things to talk about with this build so that I didn't get to the end and have nothing to talk about. And I feel like I did pretty good. 25 minutes. But yeah, sometimes I start talking and then I have no idea and then we get to this little blank spot. And this is why, yeah, like I was saying earlier at the beginning of the video, I don't really do multiple videos in a row. I do feel like though the next two builds I'll be able to talk about because they kind of go together. Because the builds are Espeon and Umbreon, which are both evolutions. And yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say what I did or anything like that, but I did connect them a little bit. So yeah, I'll definitely have a lot more to talk about in those videos, I feel. But yeah, sometimes I do get to like almost the end of the video and I'm like, well, I can't start wrapping up yet because we still have 4 minutes left, but what do I talk about for the next 4 minutes? Because like, you know, I could ramble about landscaping for the next 4 minutes, but I've already done that for the past however long. Let me know, like, what are some things you guys would like to hear in these videos? Because sometimes, yeah, I for sure just ramble on about absolute nonsense and it makes no sense and I end up, yeah, with these awkward blank gaps. But like, I do know people want me to talk more about the game and my build process and you know, like upcoming things and relating to the game and whatnot. So yeah, that's why I definitely did try and talk a bit about the upcoming pack. I am keen to see the build buy for that pack. I do think it's like, I think there'll definitely be some pretty things in there, but I haven't seen anything yet that has immediately made me, you know, just be like, I want it, I want that for the build mode. Please, please, please give it to me. If I give it to me, I mean, let me purchase it. But I don't know, I feel like there's always something with these newer packs and kits that I'm like, okay, no, I definitely want that item. So I've definitely been checking the EA app. I go through the EA app. The app to see what the items are, and I haven't been able to see any of them. It does annoy me that you can't see the items in the pack beforehand, but I think early access has just gone live, so I think there might be a chance that there could be some stuff to look at, some build mode items. I don't know where the boat came from. Yeah, some build mode items to look at, and I don't know, it's kind of fun and exciting, and I really do hope there's some stuff in there that makes me like excited, because I will get it. I will get these items if they are fun and exciting and worth, you know, for me, one item is worth it. If I'm going to use that item over and over again, to me, it's absolutely worth it to, yeah, kind of get that item and build with it a lot, because, yeah, you'll notice with, like, if you go back to videos where you, like, build, packs and kits have just come out, you'll see that I use them a lot. And even, like, yeah, months down the line, I'll still be using a lot of those items, and it's hard for me to go back to, like, older stuff. But I do try and let the older packs have a little bit of a fighting chance. But yeah, we are pretty much at the end of this build now, which I'm pretty happy about. Just a, you know, pretty simple build, nothing too fancy, I guess, about it. It's just a place to go watch water shows. That sign is floating. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but that sign, the one that looks like it says friend, it's actually floating like maybe 1 or 2 squares in front of the sign, because like putting it on the sign, it got hidden, so it's actually floating. So I didn't have tool to maneuver it into the right place. So if you do download that, just, yeah, notice that. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of that. If you guys enjoyed this build and or my ramblings, you want to see more builds like this, definitely make sure to follow. Got heaps of builds to share with you. Hopefully back to my one video a day schedule, and I hope to see you guys in the next one soon. Bye guys.